good morning. Thank you, KC Security, for sponsoring the Monday morning edition of Mornings with Luann and Tim. Happy Bonsu. Holy moly, there's a lot to do with Bonsu. See what I did there?
Little rhyme. I still have 2 buttons left.
Ooh, what are you going to do with those?
Who wants to win them? Let's look at my little program here, Luann.
Okay.
Look at this. Thank you to our host hotel.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's right there in this book. It says who the host hotel is for Bonsu. If you want to just tell me who the host hotel is for Bonsu, I'll give you 2 buttons. That's all I have left is 2. Everybody won the other buttons. So all you do is just on Facebook Live, tell me who the host hotel is for Bonsu, or send me an email to timothy@superiormedia.ca, and you can win 2 buttons valued at $8, and you get lots of free stuff when you get the buttons, and discounts at places when you get the buttons for Bonsu.
Hotel is starts with a Q.
Yeah, starts with a Q, and it's down on the waterfront.
And ends with an N.
Yeah.
Just, throwing that out there.
Q-in.
Q-in.
And sweets.
Yes, and sweets, yes.
I love sweets.
Me too.
I made chocolate chip cookies on the weekend. I forgot to bring any into work. I'll bring some in later.
Yeah, sure you will.
They're really buttery, so they got kind of really chewy.
No, I love that.
Do you? Okay.
I love chewy ones.
Did you have a good weekend?
I had an awesome weekend.
What'd you do?
We had some friends in on Friday night, and then Saturday I recovered from having friends in on Friday night, and then Sunday I started packing for my trip.
Yes, going away. I got guest hosts coming in all next week. Woohoo!
Yeah. Thank you. Thursday and Friday, Alex is joining you.
Alex will be my host on Thursday and Friday, and then the following week I have 3 guest hosts coming in over the 5 days.
Yay.
Yeah. Did you watch anything like the Super Bowl halftime show? Did you do that?
I was watching stuff on Netflix or on my PVR that I set up to tape. So I asked Jim, let me know when Demi Lovato's going to sing the national anthem.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh.
Did she do well?
My word. I'm so glad I didn't miss it.
I got to watch that.
She did not miss a beat. Nothing.
There was nothing wrong with that.
She looked confident and sure of herself, and I was just so thrilled for her.
Yay, comeback.
Yeah, good comeback. Yeah, right? Kind of, sort of.
Oh, look, there she is, right there, standing on an inflatable football.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. And then the halftime show. Jim yelled up at me again. She's on! Yeah, so I turned it on. I
watched it this morning.
Crazy girl power.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
So good.
I don't think there was a lot of live singing going on there. There was some, I think, but not a lot of live. But with the dancing...
How could you?
Well, Lady Gaga would say that they could have. And probably Pink would say that they could have.
Really?
Well, have you ever seen Pink sing live, the things that she did? Like J-Lo on the pole?
Yeah.
Pink can do that stuff and perform live. J-Lo is not singing live on the pole.
No, huh?
No, and
she's looking good on the pole, though.
Yes. No, I mean, I thought it was great visually. I thought the choreography was great. I love the music. I love the whole Latin thing. I love the Puerto Rico thing, the flag on the inside of her jacket and stuff that reversed.
I love, too, how they work together, because I was wondering if it was going to be Shakira and J-Lo, but they came together a couple of different times, and I thought, you know what a great way to show that women can get along and not be catty with each other.
They were great.
They were awesome. And then, did you see M?
Who?
J-Lo's little girl.
Oh, J-Lo's little girl, yeah. Woo! What kind of nerves of steel do you have to be to stand like that and sing?
11 years old. She's 11.
How many million people? You know what?
Gosh,
I had the number. You know what?
Did you?
I was looking because I was surprised to find out that Roots, the final episode of Roots, was one of the highest watched entertainment programs in the history of television.
Oh.
But it's always outdone by the Super Bowl. But I forget how many, like billion. Like I think it's billion. No, it's like 20. It's a lot.
It's a lot of people. Mark Anthony, of course, is M's dad, and said on social media, "M, Daddy loves you. You have my heart always." She was just a little firecracker. But I have never seen so many hips jiggling and jangling.
Well,
my back would hurt.
Awful lot of J-Lo crotch shots.
Weren't there? And skinny crotch shots. Like I was looking at J-Lo as opposed to Shakira. Shakira was a little wider in the crotch area.
She wore more like shorts.
Yes, and J-Lo didn't.
More like
thongs.
Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Sparkly ones.
Yeah. And then she had her bum hanging out in the black pants.
Well, you got to.
Yeah.
You got to.
I guess you have to.
When you got a bum like that, let it hang out.
Mine, when I do
And
that,
they got
my ankles. Goes right down and then it sticks out of my legging and it's embarrassing.
Luann does a little shaky thing and I
goes
go
on for
flying
days.
off the set. She would have taken out a whole row of dancers. I'm only teasing, you know that. I don't mean
but
that
you're
at all.
right.
It's just for jokes.
Yeah, just for jokes
Just
and
for jokes. Wait, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, the ad, what?
The guys they brought in.
The dancers?
No, the rap singers.
I didn't need that.
Bad Bunny and J Balvin. Because I was watching going,
Did you know
who's that guy?
Jake's on camera, he raps. Do you know those guys, Bad Bunny and J Balvin?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And,
Oh, yeah? They're good?
Are they Super Bowl quality rappers?
No, I don't know why Pitbull wasn't there.
Pitbull should have been there, Jake says.
Pitbull. Yeah. Pitbull would have been awesome.
With J-Lo, right? Oh, look,
Yeah.
there, yeah. Who are those guys? Are those the rappers? Bad Bunny and what's his name?
Bad Bunny and J Balvin.
Okay, well then.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool, you know?
Okay.
Considering all the stuff that's gone on with immigration and the wall and Puerto Rico being called corrupt and all the stuff that's gone down about Latin America and the Mexicans and all that kind of stuff, I think it was great. I mean, I thought it was really kind of a middle finger to the Trump administration.
What? I kind of feel like it was as well.
Let's celebrate Latin America.
Too, man.
We are America.
I was watching them move. Holy moly, they can dance.
So Kevin was telling me about the ad, and I looked it up. I had no idea. So there's a gentleman, David McNeil. He is the CEO of WeatherTech, and he has a beautiful dog named Scout that he featured in one of his ads for WeatherTech last year or whatever. Anyway, this dog was featured in a WeatherTech ad. Unfortunately, this dog ended up with getting very sick with a form of cancer.
Aww.
And so this guy, David McNeil, got this idea, and he went to the University of Wisconsin, where they have a school of veterinary medicine, and he said, can you do anything? This dog only had a 1% chance of survival with the form of cancer that it had, and the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine worked and found they cured the dog's cancer. The dog is alive today and healthy. So to thank the University of Wisconsin School of Veterinary Medicine and support them, he spent $6 million on a Super Bowl ad, 30-second ad, to say, like, this is the kind of stuff that's going on at the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and Veterinary Medicine, and thank you to the vets and the doctors who saved my dog's life.
Isn't that phenomenal?
$6 million.
That university.
And their Scout.
Thank you so much. Look how cute.
Yeah, it was a really very strange. So anyway,
wow, right?
The other thing that happened, the other thing that happened this weekend, the Masked Singer returned.
He's so cranked. He's so excited he can't even stand it.
Okay, but I was very disappointed in the talent.
Oh, so did somebody leave already? Mm-hmm. First show out.
You know who it was?
No.
Freaking Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne, like he's a like he's a rapper. Like, isn't he a big rapper?
Yeah, he's a big rapper. Yeah,
he's not a great singer, and that's the problem.
Oh,
no, that was the real problem. He played. Lil Wayne was the robot, and he performed Lenny Kravitz's "You're Gonna Go My Way," and it was just, I thought it was awful.
And that's why he's out.
I didn't like it, but I also didn't like, who was the other one I didn't care for? Oh, somebody else didn't sing well at all. The White Tiger. Oh, White Tiger sang a Vanilla Ice tune, and he's like a big guy. Mm-hmm. People are saying Gronkowski from the NFL.
Oh.
Yeah. Turtle was a great singer. People are saying Jesse McCartney or Zac Efron. Mm-hmm. The Llama did She Bangs. It's awful. People are thinking maybe Drew Carey. Awful. Oh. They're thinking. Mrs. Monster, something to talk about. No, not good. These are not good vocals. I was really, there's a kangaroo who sings well, but not a real singer. So I don't know. At this point, I'm not really crazy about the singers.
I wonder if they get to pick the costume.
I don't know.
I wonder.
I really don't know that. But there's 18 more. There's 18 altogether. This was just the first installment.
Right. So are the costumes related to their identity at all?
No, they're not really clues. No, although no. And Jamie Foxx, because everybody was saying he was on last year and he wasn't. To prove that he's not one of the contestants this year, he's a judge.
Ooh.
He's a guest judge.
Man, he can
but
do
listen,
anything.
between the 18 singers, there are 69 Grammy nominations, 88 gold records, 11 Super Bowl appearances, 3 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, more than 160 tattoos. Well, if Aaron Carter was in the show, that's just him. 1 Guinness Book of World Record title.
Wow.
I know, so it's going to be fun trying to guess.
Okay, let me know what your guesses are.
Okay. Anyway.
Groundhog Day. Puxatawny Phil.
Is that today?
No, yesterday.
And what happened?
See his shadow early spring.
Well, it's 0 degrees outside.
Yeah.
I didn't wear a coat. I just wore my Bonsu hoodie today.
We haven't had a harsh winter. Considering
This has been a lovely winter.
Yeah.
So my question is, with all the not needing for plows and stuff, why the hell can't you get rid of the snowbanks, please? I can't see. No, I get to the end of my street. I'm like, okay, seriously?
Yeah, you
I have to get
really
halfway in the
sneak
intersection.
out.
And
Yeah.
also, Northern Avenue is still a lane and a half on both sides. And I wrote a letter.
Yes,
I did the right thing. I was very polite and I said, please assess.
He was. I reread it.
The next thing I'm going to do is get a measuring tape and measure how narrow that one lane is when you turn right onto Northern Avenue from North Street. It's like this.
And then you get a truck honking beside you, and they don't
No,
care.
you get school buses. That's a huge school bus route.
Oh, there you go.
And a city bus. I'm telling you, I'm not enjoying Northern Avenue. Please get rid of my snowbanks.
Who's on the show?
Algoma Insurance, because last month we did we didn't celebrate. We what would you say? We honored.
Marked.
No, what?
Marked.
No,
marked.
yeah, we marked. That's good. That's a good word too. What do you call the people who Crime Stoppers for crying in the wilderness?
Crying in the wilderness.
I want to
Crime
buy
Stoppers.
a consonant. Crime Stoppers month was last month, so I was trying to get Algoma Insurance on the show during that month. They made it, but we can't air it till today.
Why?
So,
why Algoma Insurance for Crime Stoppers?
because I just thought that insurance companies would know about break-ins and how to
Oh, gotcha.
try to be proactive.
Well, look how smart you are.
I thought, be proactive. How can you help prevent crime?
yeah.
How can you? So we came up with some ideas of how you can get people away from your house and deter them, and also about how what kinds of insurance you need for home insurance and what to consider when you're getting home insurance and all that kind of thing. So that's the first thing. And then Snowarama's back, which is a fabulous fundraiser, and it's a lot of fun, and they're on the show today too. So plus, you know who this one here beside me? She got the news. She got the news that moves me. Baby, she got the news that moves me. We'll be right back after this with Bon Sue. Cue in, answer the question, win a button.
Home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Angelo, it's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell or white paint.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. I'm joined now by Margaret and Stacy from Algoma Insurance Brokers. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Thanks for coming in. So I got this idea. January was Crime Stoppers Month, and I thought, what else can we talk about for stopping crime? Who would be involved in stopping crime besides helping us prevent crime, besides like the police and Crime Stoppers? And I thought, how about insurance agents have some really good ideas about how to keep your home safe to help prevent crime, right? So I thought, let's reach out to some insurance brokers, and here you are from Algoma Insurance. Are you the oldest insurance company in Sault Ste? If not the oldest, you must be one of the oldest.
Oh, we are.
How many years, Margaret?
It's 79 years.
You look so young.
Yeah.
You haven't been there since the beginning, no. Started originally in 1940 something, right?
Yes.
By one of the Hollingsworth family, I guess. Somebody last name was Hollingsworth. Who do you remember owning it before the crime?
Well, when I started, it was William Horbatek.
The Horbatek family.
Yes, the Horbatek family.
Okay.
And now we have new owners.
Who's now?
So now we have Ryan Bentley.
Okay.
And Aldo Greco.
Excellent. Now, and you've also, over the years, I don't know how long you've been around, Stacey, but were you around when it sort of usurped a couple of other companies? Or?
So that was before me.
Before your time?
Yeah, but Margaret could probably talk about that a little bit more. I've been there for about 14 years.
Have you really?
I have.
You look so young.
Oh, thank you.
There's something about being in the insurance industry makes you look young. Look at these people.
Thank you.
I remember you mentioned Chitty. I remember Chitty from the 1970s.
Yes,
that got taken over.
Yes, we merged with Chitty. And then also Dial.
Remember Dial Insurance? Oh my gosh, these are bringing back memories.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And then also the location. You used to, there was one side, they used to be on Queen Street by the Orpheum Theater.
Exactly.
And then you were on...
When I started in the industry 32 years ago, it was on East Street.
East Street
across from Mrs. B's.
Which is now East Street Pizza.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. And then you moved to beside where the Vic, remember the Vic, the old Victoria house? For those of you who remember the Vic, you're located what would be next door to where the Vic was, right? I think, or on the same corner.
Right on
the corner where the Vic was.
Where the old Vic house used to be.
Which is basically where Bay Street comes up and meets Queen Street.
Exactly.
Algoma Insurance Brokers. Yeah. Okay. How big a staff do you have? You have a good sized office, don't you?
Yes, we do. We have about 55 staff members.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
You all fit there.
We all fit there.
Okay, so, and one of the things I wanted to talk about was tips about trying to keep our home safe. Now, I told you guys I had a home invasion. We were broken into, and it was a smash and grab. Foolishly, we sat in plain view, my partner and I, in front of a big picture window, working at our dining room table on our laptops. And went away one night to watch a movie, didn't even think about it, came home, and the door had been kicked in, and there was a police officer in the living room with my mother, because they'd been called because somebody had broken in and they stole the laptops. We had them, obviously. They don't put stuff on display. Then 3 weeks later, we figure the same people broke in again because they know insurance companies replace stuff, and they probably walked by the house and saw me on my laptop, my brand new laptop again that the insurance had covered, and they broke in again. You mentioned something, Stacey, about one trick is moving stuff around. If you've had a break-in, there's a couple things you can do, for instance, because bear this in mind. If somebody has broken into your home and they're thinking about coming back, name some ways that you can prevent that from happening.
Well, we always recommend that alarm systems. A lot of clients like to have alarm systems installed.
Also, if you get an alarm system, you get a discount on your insurance.
You get extra discounts as long as they're monitored.
Yes.
There's new technology coming out every day. Some clients now have cameras.
We did that too, Margaret.
Proper lighting around the household.
Proper lighting is excellent. Light your yard and the surrounding area. Thieves don't like it when you can be seen.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
And you said hiding stuff in case you've had a break-in. They sometimes they spec the place out, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, someone can come into your home, and if they've been there before, they might be scoping it out to see what other items are there, so they're prepared the next time they come. If you have a break-in, you can change your locks. You can move things around. You can hide things. I'm not going to tell you where my hiding places are, but we have some great hiding places now that no one will ever find my stuff again. Also, the reinforced door thing. Have you heard about this? Like, for instance, when they kicked my door
door in, it just splintered the wood. Where the deadbolt was, it just splintered right through. You can get a metal thing that you can put inside your door frame, and so they can't kick the door open. That's a great thing we learned about too. Yeah, you can have one of those installed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, now, what about as far as contents go? Do I need to is it a good idea to keep a running tally of the things that are in my home? I mean...
We're always recommending that inventory be kept, especially if there's certain specific pieces or collections that you might have. You have easy access to phones now. You could take video, keep it in a safety deposit box, keep it outside of the location if you want to, give it to a family member, so that at least you have access to it. Right. The insurance companies don't specifically require like a list of all your items, but it is wise for you to keep inventory.
Well, because also there's trauma involved when there's a home invasion or a break-in or a robbery. There's a certain amount of trauma, and you're not thinking about what am I missing, and it might be months later before you think, where is that thing that I had?
That's right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also important to note that if there's something that's important to you, you may need extra insurance for it as well.
Oh,
so
an example.
So an example would be home insurance does cover certain items, but if you have a high valued item for jewelry, watches, furs, bicycles, things like that, there may be a limit on what they will insure. So if that's really important to you and you want that extra protection, talk to someone, your broker or your agent about it so that they can increase or make sure we have that insured properly for you.
Like new purchases, inheritances,
That's right.
That sort of thing. You get something precious, like we talked about. I recently came into some stuff from my mother's estate that is very valuable to me.
Yes.
So I should talk to my agent about, my broker about making sure that that's covered.
That's right. Have a meeting with them and make sure the limits are to the limits that suit your needs, right? Because every policy has certain limits on it for specific items, right? Some do, some don't. So it's really important for you to go back and have that discussion with your broker. It's a partnership that you would, talk it through
Communication's
and communicate exactly what your needs are or what you collect.
What are some of the things that people come to you with asking you questions about? What's a really popular question that you get about home insurance, Stacy, for instance?
One thing that people think is that they think that the contents in their home or the contents that are in their garage are automatically covered. So important to note that there are items that may need special insurance. So just because if your vehicle is stored in your garage and that gets stolen or it has another loss, that doesn't always mean that it would be covered under the home insurance. It may need something special. Watercraft, recreational vehicles, things like that, bicycles. Again.
Side-by-sides, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Right?
That's right. Yes. So again, if you think that it's because it's contained within that building, you think it's insured, again, check and confirm.
Now, also, do you think that sometimes people get intimidated by the lingo and all the papers? I mean, when you get an insurance policy, oftentimes there's paper after paper. Is that something, a service you provide, where you just sit down and make it sort of in layman's terms,
exactly,
so we understand it?
It's always important to have that meeting with your broker or whoever you're dealing with, and it's a partnership, right? Like I said before, and we simplify it, right? So that if there's specific items that you want us to concentrate on, then we can meet with you. We'll discuss it. We'll explain to you what is covered, how you can avoid something being stolen or lost, or how it'll affect you, with your terms.
Okay, so now, speaking of policies, you mentioned that there's different policies. There's home, there's car, there's life. When you combine your policies, is there a discount for packaging things together? Does that happen as well? Or?
Yes. As you combine, the more you can combine, the more discounts. Or you definitely would get a combined policy discount.
Right.
And it also simplifies.
Right.
Right. Once a year, you would get both your home and your auto together.
Home and your auto together, right. And then you do all the legwork, don't you? So for instance, if I come to you and say, I want this kind of a policy, and you'll try to find the one that's best suited to me. You go out and you search for the policy. Is that how the deal works?
Yes, and that's the advantage of having a broker. We do check other markets, all the markets that we would have available, and we assess your risk, right? And then at that point, we pull all the information. We check the markets for you.
We're saying also, it must be sort of like, we talked about the role that you play. It's almost like social worker sometimes. Because if someone's dealing with the trauma of having gone through a robbery, and then they have to talk to you, and then also a legal advisor. I mean, you play all those different roles.
Yes.
What kind of background do you have to work in the field?
So we have our own licensing. You have to be a licensed broker in order to speak with clients, of course. And then Margaret and I both have additional courses that we have taken that we learn
to like upgrade
to get a little better at at our job.
Right.
And then, of course, yes, we deal with lots of different insurance companies in our brokerage. So there are certain companies that offer different protection.
Right.
So
you customize
it based on what your needs are. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes.
It's a partnership, right? So we have multiple partners that make us succeed in our role, right?
Well, obviously succeed. 97 years in Sault Ste. Marie. Sorry, 79.
79.
That was a little bit of dyslexia kicking in there. 79 years in Sault Ste. Marie, 55 employees. Congratulations on the success of Algoma Insurance Brokers. You're doing something right. And if you want more information, you have a website.
Yes, we do.
You want to name it? We'll put it on the screen underneath this. But what is your website? www.algomainsurancebrokers.com.
That's
it's as easy as that. Facebook? You're on Facebook too?
Yes.
Facebook page, social media?
Social media.
They have all the answers. So thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, great. This was a great interview. Very informative. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this message.
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. If you smoked weed, wait at least 4 hours before getting behind the wheel, or don't drive at all if you're new to it, have eaten it, or if you've mixed it with alcohol.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Imagine knowing about incidents, closures, and roadwork all before starting your trip. Ontario 511 lets you know before you go. You can get real-time information directly from the Ministry of Transportation. Because the more you know, the easier it is for you to go. And spend the time doing the things that matter most.
Congratulations to Marianne Fetters. Quality Inn and Suites is the host hotel for Bon Sioux, and Marianne Fetters answered the question properly and quickly. And so, Marianne, we have 2 buttons for you here at 116 Industrial Park Crescent. We're open until 5, I think, today. Well, probably even later, but try to get here by 5 because the office really closes at 5. There are other people still here, but you should come before 5. And
Enjoy, Bonsu.
I enjoyed the opening ceremonies. I was there.
Oh, you were?
The fireworks were like longer than Canada Day fireworks.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Extensive fireworks.
Good,
great
good.
music. Great turnout. Beautiful weather. KC security was right there in the middle of it all.
Mm-hmm. Taking care of the peeps.
They absolutely were. Lots of pancake breakfasts happened for Kiwanis. Okay, there's a thing on Twitter right now. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Yeah?
You?
Pancakes.
Yeah.
Although I make a great waffle.
Yeah?
Do you make waffles?
No.
Oh, see, the trick to my waffles is you actually beat egg whites separately, and you fold the egg whites into the batter, and you also use oil in the mix, right? And then you fold the egg whites into the batter, and they're light and fluffy with crispy on the outside. That's how you make a good waffle, people.
Apparently he makes good chocolate chip cookies too that we'll never see.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson was married to John Peters, and they split up 12 days after they got married.
On the 12th day of marriage, my true love said to me, get the hell out.
Is she like 5 times in now? 5, 6?
But here's the crazy thing. Do you know Barbara Streisand was with John Peters? That was
Yes.
Back when she was
Remember
doing
when she had the fro?
Evergreen, right? Or Star is Born. He was a producer and the hairdresser.
Yes.
He was her hairdresser, and they fell in love. That's what he looks like now, John Peters.
Yeah,
He used to
he's very handsome.
He was more handsome before.
Yeah, but he's
anyway,
still very handsome.
But they've been together for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this marriage was just like the marriage was.
She says, I kind of feel like I need a break. Because it's been 12 days, and I'm sick of your face. Can you imagine that?
12 days.
Yeah, a break from what?
This is the day the music died.
Oh.
Remember that day?
I do.
What happened?
Music
Day
died.
the music died. Why did they write that song? Bye Bye Miss American Pie.
Right.
Who died today? Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper went down on a plane in 1959 near Clear Lake, Iowa.
I didn't know that song was about them.
That's what the day the music died is when those 3 legendary musical icons from the 1950s died in a tragic plane crash.
What a tragedy.
Billie Holiday, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. Chantilly, look at is that the plane?
Yee.
Remember the Big Bopper? Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down. Anyway, that's the day. It's also Feed the Birds Day. Feed the birds.
I feed birds. Little starlings.
And it's Carrot Cake Day.
Carrot cake?
You like that?
I do. With no nuts and no raisins.
Texture. Cream cheese icing? Sold!
Yes, please.
I'll bet you know who I bet has a great carrot cake? Feeding Your Soul Cafe.
Oh, I bet you they do.
We should go check it out.
Mary!
On my way home for lunch, I'm going to stop by and visit Mary at Feeding Your Soul Cafe. I bet she has carrot cake on Carrot Cake Day.
I wonder, I hope.
If she doesn't, I'll tell her. Hey, and we also heard from Daniel LaPrade.
Yes,
From KC Security. Apparently I wasn't paying attention on the way to work this morning. He said the snowbanks on Northern Avenue were cleared last night. Thank you, City. Thank you. I'm sorry that I said things about... I'm sorry I cursed. I'm sorry. Thank you. You do wonderful work. Luann will do wonderful work next with the news on Mornings with Luann and Tim, followed by Snowarama. Be right back.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
The 57th annual Bonsu Winter Carnival kicked off Friday night at the Machine Shop with live entertainment and a fireworks show, and continued throughout the weekend with fun for all ages. Activities and events all across the city included bump slides, canoe rides, curling, the outdoor hay maze, snow spike volleyball, and events at the Bush Plain Museum and Maker North on Sunday. Bonsu continues throughout the week before wrapping up next Sunday with the Polar Bear Swim. For a full list of events and activities, visit the Bonsu website at bonsu.on.ca. It's shaping up to be another week of scrambling for thousands of parents of kids whose teachers are planning strike action. Contract talks between the province and the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario collapsed on Friday, with ETFO saying its teachers would walk out at each board twice a week starting today. The school boards to be hit today include Bluewater, Grand Erie, Halton, Ontario Northeast, Renfrew County, Superior Greenstone, and Trillium Lakelands, and a province-wide strike by ETFO is set for Thursday. All four major teachers' unions have been without contracts since August 31st, and all are engaged in some form of job action. High school teachers announced last week they would resume their weekly rotating strikes tomorrow after not holding any during last week's exam period. Unions representing English Catholic teachers and teachers in the French system have bargaining scheduled this week. Unions are asking for wage increases of around 2% to keep up with inflation, but the government passed legislation last year capping wage hikes for all public sector workers to 1% for 3 years. The teachers' unions and several others are fighting it in court, arguing it infringes on collective bargaining rights. The government announced last night Canadian evacuees from the Chinese province afflicted with the novel coronavirus will be quarantined for 2 weeks upon their arrival at an Ontario military base. But Ottawa didn't provide a timeline for when they'll arrive from the lockdown city Wuhan, saying it's still awaiting final approval from Chinese authorities. Their plane will land at Canadian Forces Base Trenton. Until yesterday, the federal government hadn't said whether Canadians who eventually arrive from China would be quarantined, but officials said they were closely watching developments in other countries. The number of Canadians who want to flee the Chinese province afflicted by the virus climbed to 325 yesterday. Global Affairs Canada provided the updated figure yesterday as the world saw its first case of a person dying from the new coronavirus outside of China, and he was a 44-year-old man in the Philippines. Suddenly, the Liberal government is all about Africa, and there's a very practical political reason for that: avoiding an embarrassing defeat in a major upcoming international election. When Prime Minister Justin Trudeau arrives in Ethiopia later on this week, he will be following in the footsteps of 2 cabinet ministers and a parliamentary secretary who have visited in the last few weeks. The attention is all part of Canada's campaign for a seat on the United Nations Security Council. Many analysts say Trudeau's Africa tour may be too little too late because Canada's spending commitments on foreign aid and personnel contributions to UN peacekeeping are at an all-time low. His government has been accused of largely ignoring Africa, which is a key UN voting bloc, but now suddenly the Liberals are discovering the political value of the fast-growing continent. 2 seats are up for grabs in what is called the Western European and Others group of the UN. It's a bloc that usually circles the wagons in favor of its own European members at the expense of the others in the group, namely Canada, Australia, and Israel. From canvassing to phone calling to meeting with union members in person, U.S. presidential campaigns and their supporters are making a last push for their favorites before the Iowa caucuses.
There are still some undecideds out there. Some people were Andrew's in like the top choices that we're seeing. So we just kind of want to stop back and make sure we can help with any last questions that they have, or any information that they would need that would help them make that decision.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm a volunteer with Iowa CCI Action. I was calling to make sure we can still count on your support for Bernie Sanders for president. I wanted to remind you to caucus on Monday, February 3rd. I was calling to make sure we can still count on your support for Bernie Sanders for president. Hi, Tom. This is Lisa. I'm a volunteer with Iowa CCI Action calling about Bernie Sanders.
I certainly have a feeling, and I see it in our members and in my coworkers, that we have to leave it all on the field. And nobody wants to wake up on Tuesday morning not feeling like they did enough.
I'm familiar with the Public Safety Officer's Death Benefit Bill, but I'm just curious. Well, the fact is that in 1976, a guy named Joe...
Just every step of the way for 40 years, Joe has been there for you. He's been there for your families. He's done his work to make a measurable difference.
Yeah, definitely moved the meter a little bit more towards Biden, sitting there considering if a candidate that doesn't support me professionally or financially moving forward in my career, how much that will affect my ability to take care of my family. That's probably what I consider more than anything.
After blanking the Blind River Beavers 4-0 on Friday night here in the Sioux and extending their winning streak to 6 games, the Sioux Thunderbirds were right back in action for the second game of the home-and-home series against the Beavers. The game in Blind River was a different story on Saturday night, though, as the Beavers found the back of the net 6 times to go on to a 6-3 victory over the Thunderbirds in Blind River.
A message from the Government of Canada.
And welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. Wanted to remind you that if you're into YouTube, find us on YouTube, and if you subscribe and like us, we would really appreciate it. It helps us figure out how many people are watching and stuff like that. So if you want to do that for us, that'd be great. We'd love it.
I've heard our numbers go as high as 1,100 people an episode sometimes.
What?
I know.
Wow.
We used to only have 7.
Yes, I remember those days.
So the $5 we've been paying everybody as we see them on the streets and the supermarkets really working out for us.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, the BAFTA Awards were on last
British
night.
something, Association of Film and Theatre, I don't know what.
Accolades.
I make stuff up. But anyways,
Joaquin
British film.
Phoenix won for Phoenix.
You go on.
Joaquin Phoenix won for Joker.
For Best Actor.
And got up there, and I'll tell you something. He called out the lack of diversity in the awards this year, and he was very blunt, very vocal. And interestingly, as I was watching one of the clips, he was saying, it's up to us to fix it. We are the industry. It's up to us to get it done. And I was looking at the crowd behind him, not one person of color. Not one person of color behind him in the audience. So, yeah, Joaquin. He's always kind of controversial.
What was the audience reaction to what he was saying? Were there applause? So
yeah.
They agreed.
Yeah.
But they're in control.
Right?
I don't know.
But But then do you vote for a director of a bad movie just because they're
No, you don't do that.
Right?
No. But wait a second. Okay. Well,
Like, what are the odds?
Was whatchamacallit in there? The Japanese film?
Yes. Yeah, they won Best Picture.
Well, see, okay.
So that's diverse. What do you want? It's subtitles, for God's sake.
Keith was saying we should have categories for female director. Then they'd have to nominate the name.
That's
He said
good
you have categories for female actors. Why don't you have categories for female directors? Is it a different skill set? Was it a different skill set for a female actor? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Good point.
But then wouldn't you have to also say then female set designers and female, like where do you draw the line?
Right, you'd be gone, like the shows are 18 hours long as it is, right?
I want to quickly share something that I learned today. I think Twitter is, well, I learned it the other day, but I'll share it with you today. You know, if I say the word ampersand, what does that mean to you? Ampersand.
Sounds like a drug.
No. Ampersand is that ligature that means and.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I have a graphic to show you. And when you look at this, look, that's an ampersand.
Okay.
Do you know where it came from?
I have no idea.
The word is ligature. It's a ligature of the Latin word et. Those are the letters et. Do you see the ETs?
Oh, I do.
And of course, Latin et is and.
Wow.
In Latin, et, the word et means and that is the Latin ligature of et. That's why it means and.
And in my world, ET means the movie.
Phone home. Don't phone home. Phone in a pledge to Easter Seal Snowarama.
Yes.
Or better yet, get your snowmobile and join. I have guests, participant guests from Snowarama joining us next. It's a great, fun, outdoor, beautiful fundraiser for Easter Seals coming up after this. Stay tuned.
And this is the perfect winter for it because it's so nice and mild. So get out and enjoy.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Angelo, it's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell white paint.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, there is hope and there is help. You matter. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The calls are free and confidential. Call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone.
One of the great things about living in Sault Ste. Marie in the Algoma district is being able to get outside and enjoy the outdoors. Right, Kieran?
Yes.
This is Kieran Hay, and this is David Hay. Are you guys related?
Yeah.
How do you know this fella?
He's my grandfather.
Your grandfather? You look pretty good there, David Hay, for being a grandfather.
Barely old enough to be a grandfather.
You're barely old enough. David, you and Kieran are both participants in Snowarama, which is, of course, a great fundraiser for Easter seals. Can I ask you a little bit about the history of Snowarama?
Of course.
Have you been involved with for a long time, or what?
I've been personally involved since 1995.
No kidding?
Yes.
Okay, how? As always a participant, or are you involved in organizing? What do you do?
Originally as a participant.
Yes.
I always had a great time riding the trails, and more recently I've been volunteering with the Rotary Club and the Snowmobile Clubs to get it ready.
So Rotary and the Snowmobile Clubs all work together on this?
Most definitely.
Okay, what do? You ride?
Yeah, I ride. Just last year I started driving.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
You drive snowmobiles?
Yeah, and over the break I got my license, so...
Kieran, how old are you?
I am 12, turning 13 on the 12th.
Hey, happy birthday on the 12th of February.
Thanks.
Turn the 13. So you drive, what size, like do you have a special machine that's Kieran sized?
No, I use my grandpa's.
He drives
my snow machine.
No kidding. Those things scare me, to be honest with you. I don't know. I get a little nervous.
Yeah, I can't watch.
I just, because I got stuck once in this. First of all, once it rolled over on me. You know the place Aurora's, Mrs. B's? The Mrs. B's Pizza?
I'm not
No,
sure.
okay, well anyway. She was a lady named Aurora, and one time we were on a snowmobile and it rolled over and I got stuck underneath with her and she was only this big and she couldn't get it off us and I cried and cried and cried. And then another time we got stuck in the wilderness. But enough about me. I didn't know what I was doing clearly. You've obviously taken lessons. You have a license?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's one thing I need to know about riding a snowmobile safely? What's one thing that you learned? What's one of the most important things?
Well, of course you gotta pay attention.
Got to pay attention. Do you have to have the right equipment?
Yeah.
Like a helmet?
Yeah.
You always wear a helmet?
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay, so how long Snowarama been around altogether?
Snowarama started in 1975.
Whoa. 1975. That's how many years is that? 25 plus 20. That's 45 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
So how much money has it raised since then?
Since the beginning, it's raised $16.3 million for Easter seals and crippled children and their families.
16.3 million?
It is, yeah. That's a tremendous amount of money.
And that's all through people pledging and raising money and riding their snowmobiles?
That's through volunteers participating in the event and their friends and families donating money.
So how does this work then? So I have a snowmobile, what do I do?
You would, first of all, choose to spend the day riding the trails, having a great time.
When is the day?
In Sault Ste. Marie, the Snowarama is this coming Saturday on the 8th of February.
Okay.
The second Snowarama of the area, it starts on Bruce Mines on the 22nd of February.
Okay, 22nd of February. So there's still time to register?
You can register right up to the time of the event, right up to the time you leave. Get a pledge form, go online, get a pledge form.
Where do I go online to get the pledge form?
Snowarama.org or Easter Seals.
Snowarama.org or Easter Seals.
Yes.
Okay, and the pledge form is there. I get the pledge form, I have to raise, what's my minimum to enter?
$150 of donated money gets you a free trail pass for the day, gets breakfast for yourself, lunch is supplied, snacks along the way, and a tank of fuel for your snow machine.
A tank of fuel? That's so clever.
So for raising a small amount of money for a good cause, you get a free day riding Supreme Trails.
Plus 2 meals.
Exactly.
We have some pictures of the trails. So there's the first trail we're going to see is from Sault Ste. Marie. So where does this start then?
Sault Ste. Marie,
we're starting
the staging area is at Park Grill.
Hey, that's right around the corner from me.
Right around the corner.
Industrial Park Crescent,
Yes.
Park Grill.
Yes.
Okay.
A warm-up bonfire just past Gooley River. Lunch at the Searchmont Ski Resort.
Yes.
And a return back. That's about approximately 160-kilometer round trip. Approximately.
But it's fun because you're all together.
The trails are in great shape. You go with a group of people, and it's just a great day.
You get breakfast first at
Park Grill.
Park Grill.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And lunch at Searchmont.
Lunch at Searchmont
And a warming station along the way. Now this is the Bruce Mines one.
Bruce Mines, exactly. Now that ride on the 22nd stages from the Bruce Mines Arena on Highway 129. I'm sorry, 638.
Okay.
That goes to Warncliffe Hall. On Highway 129. And there's a fantastic homemade lunch prepared by the ladies of the Warncliffe Hall.
Wow. What's breakfast? Where's that
Breakfast is going to be right at the arena in Bruce Mines.
In Bruce Mines.
Yes.
Hey, there. Now there's a picture of Easter Seals kids. There we go. Are those prizes?
That's some of last year's prizes in Bruce Mines.
You get, wait a second. Wait. So $150, you get 2 meals, you get the trail pass, you get warming stations, and you get prizes?
You get a ticket on the prizes. For every $50 over $150 raised, you
That's
get more
tickets. That's my friend Nancy having a meal there.
There you go.
Hi, Nancy.
Everybody knows somebody in Snowarama.
Who else is there? Do we know them?
That's Daryl Moss from the Sault Ste. Marie Trailblazers.
It is. Oh, so the Trailblazers are really involved in this, right?
The Trailblazers are very active in the Sault Ste. Marie.
With Rotary?
Yes, Sault Ste. Marie Snowarama.
Looks like the people are getting warm. Are they?
That's one of the warming stations.
Warming stations. See you all. It's really social. Kieran, is that you when you were little?
Yeah.
How old were you there? Do you know?
I'm not really sure.
Is that your dad?
Yeah.
So that's your son?
That's my son.
David?
Yes.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've done this for a while, eh? Who's that? Somebody. Look at how young those kids are. That's like you on that snow machine. Fantastic. Oh, people are having a great time. So it's a social event. It's a fundraiser. There's food and there's entertainment too. Just as the
snowmobiling is
snowmobiling is entertainment.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, no doubt.
So how long are you looking at spending the entire day? Like, you can go on the trail. Can you continue to ride if you want to after?
You can continue to ride if you want to. You've got a trail pass for the day.
Okay. But it's a long day, though.
Yeah, that takes quite a while to go around that.
And also, you want to hang out with everybody.
You want to see everybody. It's not a race. It's just a fun day in the trail.
Now, so Rotary Easter Seals, how is that money spent? Do you know, David, how they use the money for the programming in the Algoma district?
Easter Seals uses the money to support children with physical disabilities and their families.
And their families, too. Okay.
And I can't tell you how that's sorted out, but it's a great cause and great people.
So, and then you mentioned for Bruce Mines, you get a gas card.
You get a gas card. The trail in Bruce Mines is much shorter than the one from Sault Ste. Marie through Searchmont.
Okay.
So we really don't need a gas fill up along the way, but you do get a gas card to replenish your tank at the end of the day.
Okay.
We also have the Bruce Mines Snow Glider Snowmobile Club is hosting a swap meet that day. And cardboard snowmobile races where you build your own snowmobile and race it down a hill for different age classes. It's going to be a great day. We've got a whole day of activities.
Fun!
Yeah.
So what about you? What's your favorite part of Snowarama?
I think it's just having the ride and spending some time with my father.
I think that's the perfect way to say thank you very much for being here. It's because it's a family event, truly.
It truly is.
Oh, so now wait a minute. I don't want to end it yet, because if you don't put a team in, like let's say I'm sitting at home right now and I don't have a snow machine, but I think that Easter Seals is a great thing and I want to support Rotary Club and the Easter Seals and the Trailblazers. Can I find someone to pledge?
You can go to snowarama.org. Pick the Snowarama in your neighborhood. And the participant and pledge them online. However, I have pledge forms with me today if you care to pledge us.
Came prepared. Do you have a pledge form as well? Do you do your own pledge form? Like, do you go to school and say pledge me or anything, or do you just let your dad do it?
I let my dad do it.
I don't blame you. I'd let my dad do it too. That's what dads are for. Do you know how much money you guys have raised?
No, I was planning to ask him.
Okay, let me know.
Okay.
Let's just make something up and say hundreds. Hundreds of dollars.
Okay.
Okay.
Hundreds.
Thousands even! I like that, Kieran. Keep her going. Kieran, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. David, thanks for bringing your
pleasure.
grandson
Thank you very
in.
much.
And there it is, Snowarama. It's coming up this Saturday in Sault Ste. Is it Saturday? And then later in Bruce Mines, February the 22nd in Bruce Mines. Still time to register. Get yourself together. Get your machine out there. Get some pledges. Or go to snowarama.org and pledge someone in your neighborhood to support Easter Seals. We'll be right back with Luann after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
It's hunting season, so this is probably pretty stupid, right? Actually, hunting accidents kill somewhere around 2 people a year in Ontario. Smoking kills 16,000 a year. So, what's really stupid?
a heartwarming, feel-good Bonsu story for you, Luann.
Oh, really?
Marianne Fetters, who just won the 2 buttons to Bonsu,
yes,
contacted us again and said, please find some people who are less fortunate, who couldn't afford Bonsu buttons, and give them to them. So Marianne, thank you. I'm going to reach out to some of my friends in the community, whether it's Women in Crisis, St. Vincent Place, Community Living Algoma, and I'm going to find someone who wants those buttons for it.
That is
Thank
lovely.
you, Marianne. Happy Bonsu to you.
Happy Bonsu to you, and thank you to KC Security. We'll see you tomorrow.